Hello, Year 2. It's time for some maths. Now, I use the word time today because we are going to be telling the time. That's our new chapter. So, first of all, before we even get going on today's actual lesson, I just want you to find a clock in your house and see if you know how to read the time. What is the time now when you're starting this lesson? The time for me when I'm recording this video is 12:30. 12:30. I wonder, is it the middle of the day or the middle of the night? Because there are two 12:30s if we watch our clock going round and round and around. Okay, let's get going then. Let's have a look at our in focus task, and then we can start thinking about what we need to know in order to help us read the time. So I've got Emma and Ravi here. They're both going to bed. My in focus asks us, what time do Emma and Ravi go to bed at night? And we've got two clocks. They've both got a clock in their bedroom. We can see that those hands, because that's what we call them, hands, those hands on the clock are pointing in different places. So they're going to bed at different times. Okay, I want you to pause the video and see if you can tell someone around you what time Emma and Ravi go to bed and why you know that. So we could use words like hands. This hand is pointing at here, or this hand is pointing at there. Okay, press play on the video again when you're ready. All right then. Now, to really figure out what time Emma and Ravi go to bed at night, we need to know a few things about how a clock works. So I'm going to stop sharing that page and I'm going to go onto a different page, and I've linked this here, this for you so that you can use it yourself. It is an interactive clock tool. So we've got our clock. Now, as you can see, it's a circle, and as I click on the hour, we can see that the hands move around at different speeds. They're always going the same direction. We call that direction clockwise. So as the clock moves on, it moves clockwise and the numbers count up. But as you can see, our long hand, this black one on this picture, is longer, and that is our minute hand. That's why it goes faster, because a minute is slower than an hour. That's what this other hand shows us. The smaller, thicker hand on a clock shows you the hour, and it points to the hour. The minutes point to the minutes, but we'll come back on to those in a little bit. Now, we needed to see what time Emma and Ravi went to sleep. And Emma was going to sleep at this time that I now have shown on my clock. To tell the time, I need to have a look at the hour hand first. So I'm going to look at my hour hand and I'm going to look at the number it is pointing to. Now, when we say our hours, if we say our time, we might say it's 9 o'clock, because the hour hand is pointing to the 9 and the minute hand is pointing right up to the top, right up to the number 12, and when it gets there we say o'clock, because it is exactly that hour. So it is exactly 9 o'clock. Now, Ravi, his clock looked a bit different. His clock looked like this. I'm going to press this button in a minute, and I want you to look how far that black minute hand goes around our clock. I think it travelled right up from the top all the way down to the bottom. So it's travelled half of the circle. And That is why we call this half past, because it's travelled half of the circle, half of our clock. So I'll put it back to when Emma was, so time's gone backwards now. Now let's make time go normally again, go forwards and have a look at those hands. This time I want you to watch the hour hand, the orange one, and see what happens to that when I move this on half an hour. Oh, I see. So this hour hand has now gone halfway in between 9 and 10. Now it's halfway, so it's not got to number 10 yet. So it's not 10 o'clock yet. We need to say it is 9 hours. But what do we say about this half past? Well, the words you need are half past 9. It is half past because it has travelled halfway round the circle, round our clock, and it is past 9. It's not 10 o'clock yet, it is half past 9. Okay, let's go back out of there. So, Emma goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Ravi goes to bed at half past 9. Okay, let's have a little look at our whiteboard again to help us even more detailed with that. There we are. Okay, if you haven't already been able to work this out, today we are learning to be able to read the time to and half past. Can you help me sort these clock faces into o'clock and half past? And what you can do, of course, is you can pause it and have a go at telling us yourself before I do it on the screen. So this clock, I'm going to look at my hour hand. There's my shorter, wider hour hand. It's pointing at the 5, and my minute hand is pointing right up at the 12, right at the top. So it is 5 o'clock. Over. Now, I think that minute hand has travelled halfway around. I think it is half past. But half past what? Well, let's look at that last number the hour hand would have pointed to. So it's gone past the 1, but it has not gone past the 2. So it is half past 1. Next one. Oh, we've got another half past because I've looked at my minute and I've looked at my hour. It's in the middle, it's halfway. This is halfway around. So it's half past. And if my hour hand keeps going this way, it would have gone past the 11. Half past 11. Look where that minute hand is this time. Pointing right up at the top, it must be o'clock. And now I'm going to look down here. The hour hand is pointing to the 8. 8 o'clock. Not going to explain this one. Just going to look at my hands. This is 2 o'clock. Not going to explain this one either. I think you can challenge yourselves now. This is half past 9. There we go. We sorted those clocks. Now, if you're independent learning today, we've got a lot of different activities for you, and they're all about finding out whether the clocks say half past or o'clock. The only other thing we need to know is how to write those down when we write down the words. So I'm going to show you once on here. Now this clock, I'm going to look, I've got my hour hand halfway in between the 11 and 12. So it's a half past. I've got my minute hand down here, halfway around the clock. So this is half past 11. Because we say it is past 11, like you've just gone past it. We've gone halfway past 11. So I would write half past, I'm going to write my number 11. Now, when we look at the next clock, our minute hand, the longer one, is pointing all the way up at the 12, so we know it is an o'clock. And my hour hand is pointing to my 5 o'clock. So this time the number comes first. 5 O, and now we use an apostrophe. And then we write k. 5 o'clock. So when you're needing to do your maths writing today, we would like you to write your answers like this. 11:30 with the words half past at the beginning and the number at the end. 11:30. And when we write o'clock, we would like you to write the number at the beginning. 5 o'clock. Okay, there are 3 pages of learning for you to have a go at today, and myself and Miss Pope will look forward to seeing them later. Thank you very much, Year 2, and good luck with your telling the time.